And one thing that I've been kind of playing around with over the last couple of years is just practical theory for those that hear music in their mind, since that's just an area that I teach quite a bit of how to actually, what's the theoretical approach to be able to create and perform music in any genre. And I believe that classical and jazz theory, very incredible, powerful tools, but for those that may not have the drive or the passion to play those forms, I just kind of narrowed down some theory that I've been teaching to students, and they're just 5 steps. An exhaustive understanding of the major scales, 1. 2, understanding the intervals, the distance between notes on the scale.
Right.
3, chord theory, mainly 4 types of chords that we kind of dig into. And then 4, where do those chords go on the scale? We call that progressions. And 5, then we get into the arrangement. The whole idea is that children learn by listening, and then they learn phonetics and words and phrases, and then documents, and just kind of going that same process. What's the music that you've been hearing? What have you been imitating? Now, what is the phonetics of music to get you to arrangements?
Give me a brief synopsis of each one of those.
Okay. Well, it's overall, as far as in the scale theory, understanding that there are 12 major scales.
Right.
Understanding the order of sharps, when, what notes have to be raised or
Right.
lowered in order to produce a major scale sound. And what's the order of sharps? Understanding the circle of fifths. And so that one can work around this circle of fifths concept to
Right.
understand how to know what notes are in each scale. If I don't know what notes are in each scale, then too, I can't understand intervals on a scale. I've had that problem too, where I'm playing a song, like I'm fishing around for notes because I'm not sure how to narrow it down to the 7 notes that make up that scale.
Right.
Then when you get into chord theory, if one's not familiar with intervals and scales, it's very difficult to build chords because the chords are built from the scale. And so if I want to make a minor chord or major chord, I have to know what notes or intervals on the scale make that chord.
Right.
And then progressions, where do the chords go on the scale? Again, if I'm not familiar with that scale, then I find myself fishing around. I've had a number of instances when I was trying to pick out a song where I was really hitting almost every note on the piano, trying to figure out what's going on until I narrowed it down and say, for example, this is in the key of D. Has 2 sharps, and these are the chords in the key of D. And almost every style, it fell into that formula.
Interesting.